In the early 1800s, millions of slaves were enslaved in the South. To be a slave meant that you were a piece of property, and someone owned you. This person could do whatever they wanted with the slave. Have them work in the fields, clean the house, or take care of their children, all for no money and without a choice. To fight against this unfair treatment, some slaves decided to run away from their masters. Many who tried to escape were found and heavily punished for trying to run away. However, thousands of slaves were able to successfully escape to the north through the help of the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad was not a real railroad, but a secret organization of people, places, and routes leading to the northern states. The road to reaching the Underground Railroad was no easy journey. Slaves often had to travel in the middle of the night over rough mountains, through woods and swamps, all for a chance of freedom. Slaves also had to escape bounty hunters that would take them back to their masters for a reward. While they traveled at night, the runaway slaves often took refuge in safe homes during the day. Safe homes, or stations, were homes along the Underground Railroad routes that offered a runaway slave a safe place to stay for a day or two. These people that offered up their homes were called station masters. Many station masters were abolitionists helping to fight against slavery as well. Some of the famous station masters include Levi Coffin and William Still. As slaves traveled the Underground Railroad, they were often led by people called conductors. Many conductors were either freed or escaped slaves who risked their lives to help others. One of the most famous conductors was Harriet Tubman. She was an escaped slave who went back down to the South 19 separate times to lead others to freedom. Everyone who participated in the Underground Railroad was considered to be lawbreakers, and the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 made what they were doing even more dangerous. This act ensured that if any person found a runaway slave, they were required to return the slave to their owner. And if anyone was caught helping a slave escape, they were fined $1,000 or put in prison for 6 months. The Underground Railroad continued until the end of the Civil War in 1865, and the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. While the Underground Railroad was active, as many as 100,000 slaves escaped to freedom, only a small percentage of those still enslaved until the end of the Civil War. The book January Sparrow by Patricia Polacca is set during the time of the Underground Railroad. This story is about the Crosswhites family and their escape to freedom. The book begins with Sadie Crosswhites having to watch her beloved eldest brother January be beaten and killed for attempting to run away. Sadie's family realizes that they are unsafe and must try to escape to freedom themselves. In their rush to leave, they leave behind all their possessions, including Sadie's most treasured sparrow, carved by her brother January. Leaving their Kentucky plantation, they travel across the Ohio River and use the Underground Railroad to escape to Marshall, Michigan. Marshall, Michigan is a place where slavery is illegal. It is a safe place. After settling into their new lives, a terrifying message is delivered to their doorstep. Sadie's forgotten sparrow sits at the door with a note, "I found you."